So tell me what you've been working on.
So, as I mentioned in the email, I struggle big time with cold calling, so much so that I just completely avoid it altogether. I'd rather do emailing or videos or even just old fashioned dropping in, I just can't get past the anxiety of cold calling. I don't like not being able to script it. I don't like having to think on my feet, and I just get really uncomfortable, which comes off as it comes off very unprepared, and even though I've probably over prepared for that very short cold call.
Where do you think that's coming from?
I don't know. I think it's probably just from me wanting to be prepared. Just I like things to go in a certain order, and then cold calling, there's really no. I don't really have control over what's going to happen on the call, and I guess that's my biggest thing.
Yeah, it sounds like it's nerve-wracking to be in a situation where you're not in control of what the other person is going to say or do.
Exactly.
And so have you done this before and you've stopped doing it, or you're doing it a little bit now, but not as much as you want to?
So I need to do it. I'm a sales rep for a region here. So I do sales for 4 different offices for a staffing agency. I absolutely need to do it, and I need to get past this fear. So I really, whenever I jump on a call, I just pray that I get a voicemail, which should be the complete opposite, right? um, so yeah, so I do it because I have to, but I feel like I take 10 steps backwards when I do it because I'm not good at it.
Yeah. So, and do you end up maybe doing a little less of it because it feels so bad on the soul?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You'll find like other things to do, like writing emails or busying yourself in other ways, anything
You
to
got
just
it.
avoid like picking up the phone because it's like a cactus.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, let me give you a couple ideas that might, that maybe will help. But before I get into it, what is it about making cold calls that you actually would like to invest your time in? Because I got to applaud you for identifying this. I mean, a lot of people would just say, hey, I'm not good at that and focus on some other things, but you seem like you want to get better at this. I'm just curious to know what that motivation is coming from. Like, how are you hoping
Yeah.
this is going to help you do something
So,
better?
I'm actually in a transition phase with my organization, and they're talking about having me help with new hire training. And I feel like in order to do that, I need to be good. I need to be at least well-rounded, right? And I think for my own success in my role, that's just part of sales is cold calling, I have to do it, and I need to get better at it.
So I was very much like you for 10 years. I had a similar problem. I felt the phone was a cactus, and I hated the debilitating feeling of rejection that I would get when I would pick up the phone. And then at around year 11, I had a somewhat of a breakthrough, I guess, when I came to a realization that's a little counterintuitive. And you might think it is too. Most of the time, when I ask people what the purpose of a cold call is, what do most people say? To book a meeting. Book a meeting, right? And so what ends up happening is that when you don't book a meeting, you feel bad because you're actually attaching your self-worth to the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It's an extrinsic reward for something that you're doing, so that when you don't set it, you actually feel less than. You feel bad about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, you want less of that thing that is making you feel bad. I got to that after some real deep analysis with my psychologist. I went deep into this.
Yeah.
And it was like I'm attaching my worth to the call, rather than saying to myself, I'm worthy whether or not this call, like my self-worth has nothing to do with what I'm selling, let alone this cold call. So what I landed on was that the purpose of the cold call is not to book a meeting. The purpose of the cold call is to create an environment where the prospect feels comfortable telling me the truth, which is one of two things. Either, yes, they're open to sharing a little bit more and continuing the conversation, or no, they're not at this time. And it's okay either way. Because as you mentioned, you can't control anybody else in your personal or in your professional life. You can only control you. So the only thing you can control is what you say and how you say it. And then it's up to the prospect to decide if that's of interest to them. And if it's not, that's okay. So I'm detached from the outcome of the call, literally. Like literally, it's taken me a while. And this isn't a technique to book more meetings. This is a mindset that I have when I pick up the phone, that I'm indifferent to the outcome of the call.
Yeah.
And therefore, there is no rejection of me. There is me being very selective, as you are, as to who I think I can help. So I'm not going through a robocall list of 1,000 calls. I actually have the person's LinkedIn profile up when I'm calling them so I could look at their face, because they're not a prospect, they're a person.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shine a light, and we'll talk about phraseology and, more importantly, tonality, how you sound, so that you come across in a way that doesn't raise the anti-persuasion shield that often is raised when you sound like a stereotypical salesperson. Hey, my name is Josh with Acme. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I'm calling? So we'll talk a little bit about that. But the idea here is to focus on diffusing the pressure and detaching from the outcome. Because the prospect's biggest fear is you being sold, being asked for time, being asked for something and they're not ready for. So detaching from the outcome and also using phraseology and tonality to diffuse the pressure. And what do I mean by that? Someone says to me, why are you calling me at 6:30 at night? What I'm going to hear is, I am at a red light. What I mean by a red light is whenever I hear confrontational energy like that, how'd you get my number? You're calling me at 6:30 at night. What are you selling me? Those are all what I call red light moments. In your personal life, you can sense those too when someone's getting angry.
Right.
And someone says to me, why you call me at 6:30? I'm going to say this. I'm so sorry. I thought I was calling people on the West Coast. I feel like such a jerk. And what typically happens when you say that is people say, well, it's okay. What do you need? Or it's okay, man. I like getting cold calls, just usually not this late, but now that you have me, like what's on your mind? I've had this happen in my personal life with my colleagues. When I used to work in a corporate job, I'd sense they were getting angry, legal counsel, and I'd say, sounds like I'm being a real asshole. And when you do that, when you sense these red lights and you have this phraseology and my delivery is very low and calm, you diffuse the pressure. You diffuse the pressure. What are you selling? I am so sorry if I came across as trying to sell you anything right now. I don't even know if what we have would be of interest. I was hoping I could ask you a couple questions to see. Would that be okay? Or would you like to hang up on me, which is perfectly fine. I've been hung up on 4 times this week. And the reason I'm able to do this is because I'm completely detached from the outcome.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm just, it's so refreshing because there is no rejection. It's certainly not of me, because my self-worth isn't tied to what I'm selling. I have other ways I feel like I'm worthy of things. So it's a mindset and an intent.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts with. And then from there, we can kind of go into, well, how do you do that? How do you make the call? And how do you create an environment where people just feel comfortable sharing? And also, if they're not, so they don't get angry. And if they do get angry, how you respond to those red lights. Because if you respond to a red light with, well, I know I caught you at 6:30, but can I steal 27 seconds? You're going to really piss people off because you think it's a green light.
Right.
And it's a red light. So I'm always listening for red lights. And it's not just what they're saying. It's the energy of the voice. It's everything. I role played this with a company last week. And actually, I'll do it with you. We'll see how you do on this, because this is interesting. It gets to mindset. You cold call a prospect. I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to be the prospect. And you're going to just introduce yourself. You're going to say, hi, my name is X with Y. And then I'm going to respond, and I want to see what you say. So ring, ring. Hi, this is Josh.
Hi, this is Maria Elisa, Belflex Staffing. How are you?
Good, Maria Elisa, but you caught me. I'm at the gym.
I'm so sorry to have caught you in a bad time. Is there a better time to reach out?
Okay, so that's perfect, because that's what most people do.
Okay.
Because your intent is what? I got to reach back out to book a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
If your intent isn't to book a meeting, this is what it sounds like. So now you're going to pick up and you're going to say you're at the gym. So you're going to say, sorry, Josh, I can't talk. I'm at the gym. Go ahead.
Hello, this is Maria Elise.
Hi, Mary Elise. My name is Josh. I was hoping you could help me out for a moment.
Josh, you caught me at the gym. I can't talk right now.
Are you doing back and buys, chest and tries? Is it leg day? So let's stop role play. Now, notice you're smiling and you didn't know what was coming, but the reason I'm doing that is I'm trying to I'm reacting to the moment. I'm getting out of my sales mode and I'm getting into human mode because I'm not calling a prospect. I'm calling Mary Elena, who's at the gym. Mm-hmm. I've had this happen with people that have been at the hairstylist. When I was a SDR, someone picked up and I heard they were eating. And they were in California. And I said, are you eating lunch? And she goes, yeah. And I go, is it avocado toast? Doesn't everyone in California eat avocado toast? It's got Himalayan sea salt. Is that what it is? Or if someone's real calm and in a good, you're in a good mood. Like, what's your secret? I want to be in a good mood. Do you do yoga? Are you a vegetarian? Like, what's going on? And that's because I'm just trying to make a connection with someone and I'm detached from the outcome. And sometimes those lunch conversations will go on for 4 minutes. And the prospect will then say, why are you calling? And then I'll say, geez, sometimes I have such a good time, I forget, but let me get back to the script here. And because it's an attitude and it's a mindset.
Yeah.
When I did this on LinkedIn, I asked that question on LinkedIn, how would you respond? That post got about 85 or 90,000 views and about 300 responses. 86% of them were exactly what you said. Some version of when can I call you back? When can I schedule a meeting? Let me show you how bad the problem is. I'm going to pick up and I'm going to do another one. Sorry, I can't talk right now, Marilena. I'm on my way to the hospital.
Golly. I'm so sorry to have caught you at a bad time. I'll try you back at a later date. Something like that.
Now let's say I'm your friend. Hey, I can't talk right now. I'm on my way to the hospital.
Oh man, is everything okay?
Yes. Yes. But yet when we're in our sales mode, because that's exactly the response. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Is everything okay? Because that's what a human would do. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of breaking out of this mode of getting and persuading and pitching and booking meetings and just letting go of all those assumptions. And seeing if we're going to say some phraseology that will maybe have someone say, what do you mean? That's interesting. And maybe not. Maybe they don't have that problem right now. Or maybe they do. Because not everyone I talk to is going to be interested in talking to me. That's okay.
That's okay. Yeah.
It's okay. Just like in life. So we'll get into some phraseology now on how to make these cold calls. And then we'll get into delivery and tonality.
Okay.
There's going to be a couple of things that happen when you pick up the phone and call. 1, no one's going to pick up. Can't do anything about that. 2, voicemail. 3, bad number. 4, gatekeeper or admin, someone other than the prospect. Mm-hmm. And then the prospect. So let's go through the gatekeeper first. So we have this mindset. We're not attached to the outcome. Therefore, a gatekeeper isn't anything to get around, like traditional sales wisdom. How do I get around the gatekeeper to get to the person that I want to get to so I can get what I want? Mm-hmm. Let's not call them a gatekeeper. Let's just call them, I don't know, their name. Let's say Bob or Sue. Nobody wants to feel like they're trying to be the person that you have to get around. They don't want to feel less than. Mm-hmm. So gatekeeper picks up the phone and I say in a very calm voice, hey, Sue, my name is Josh. I'm looking to send an invitation to the person responsible for training the sales development team, specifically on how to make cold calls. So I was hoping you could help me out for a moment. So this is a great way to start cold calling if you're afraid to cold call. Because the only thing I'm trying to do is find the person responsible for the thing that I am selling. So no matter who picks up, I would advise to you, we're going to start flossing one tooth. What I mean by that is if you've never flossed your teeth, I'm not going to say to you, you got to floss all your teeth. BJ Fogg, who's a great behavioral scientist guy out of Stanford, says you start by flossing one tooth. So this first cold call I'd like you to make is just to find the person. even if you think the person you're calling is the one you need to speak to, because what they're going to say is, well, that's me. That's the worst thing that could happen. Then we can go into part 2. But I want you to and we're going to do this on this call today. If you're game for it, we're going to pick up the phone. We're going to hope we get a gatekeeper, because all we're going to do is just ask for who the person responsible is so we can send an invite. Mm-hmm. And the invite is not a demo. It's an invite to something educational that might be of interest to the person. We'll talk about what that offer is in a second, but not demos, invites. That's another mindset shift that I made. When I felt like I was giving away something educational on the cold call. Mm-hmm. Some people call this value. I fucking hate that word so much. I don't even know what it means, but I call it something like a podcast, like a webinar invite.
Okay.
I think of it like I'm inviting them to something educational that I'm going to teach them. That of course ladders back to how I help, but I'm not pitching them a demo because they're probably not in demo buying mode right now. Mm-hmm. I am going to offer up we're going to call it some ideas, some different ideas, not a demo. So again, this is what it sounds like, and we'll role play it. Hey, my name is Josh. I'm with X. We've never met. I'm looking to send an invitation to the person who handles training the SDRs, specifically around cold calling and cold emailing. I'm being very specific, mm-hmm. And was hoping you could help me out. It's almost like I'm a little lost in my tonality, and I'm very humble. What it doesn't sound like is, "Hi, my name is Josh with Acme, and I'm looking to send some information." I'm not hyper. I'm in a yoga studio, not CrossFit. Yoga studio, not CrossFit. So let's actually hear you do it in a very calm voice with no expectations. So that's going to yield a couple of predictable responses. Sure, that's Bob Jones. That happens a lot, actually. Mm-hmm. And if that happens, you say, you have been so helpful. Thank you so much. Would it be okay if I told Bob how awesome you are? And you'll find a lot of people will say, sure. And then when you call Bob, you could say, Mary Ellen suggested that I give you a call. Can I steal a minute? Mm-hmm. If you never say that, you'll never be able to get the referral. And then, or she says, what's this about? Thanks for asking. We're looking to invite business development managers to a session we're doing on how to increase cold email response rates. So I was hoping to send an invite to the appropriate person. Would that be Bob Jones, Lisa Smith, someone else? Maybe there's no one even there. Maybe you're sick of people asking people for who to talk to. And that's what I'll do at the end. I'll always add that little zinger in the end, because nothing diffuses sales pressure better than humor, self-deprecating humor. If I hear her laughing, if I hear any kind of anything, a dog barking, do I hear a pit bull? Does that dog bite salespeople? Be honest, because that's kind of, you got to that's because I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm relaxed about it. And what ends up happening when you're relaxed is you just behave differently on the call. Mm-hmm. You just sound chill and conversational because I don't expect anything. So let's actually role play it. Okay. So I'll pick up and I'm going to be anybody, and you're going to start by saying, hi, I'm looking to send some information. I'm looking to send an invite to the person responsible for X. Hi, this is Josh. How can I help you?
Hey, Josh, it's Maria Liz. I'm with Bellflex Staffing. I'm looking to send an invite to whoever might be in charge of your recruiting. We have some great retention ideas, and we're going to have a web.
Whoa. As soon as you say we have some great retention ideas, what's that going to do? Can you feel the pressure there? The second you say we have some great retention ideas, I can feel the pitch.
Okay.
Just don't overtalk it. I'm looking to send an invite to the person who handles X and was hoping you could help me out.
Okay.
And just slow down a little bit.
Okay.
So hi, this is Josh.
Hi, Josh. It's Maria Liz with Bellflex Staffing. I was looking to send an invite to the person who's responsible for your staffing. Would you be able to help me with that?
Yeah, and was hoping you could help me out.
And instead
of saying, you could say handles. Instead,
Okay.
I'm looking at the person who handles X and was hoping you could help me out for a moment.
Okay.
Let's try it again. Hi, this is Josh.
Hey, Josh. This is Maria Elise with Bellflex Staffing. I was looking to see if I can send an invite to the person who handles your staffing. I was hoping you could help me out with that.
Perfect. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to just get the phone and pick it up right now. And let's hope we get a gatekeeper. Let's just hope we get anybody to just pick up. Just let's call an admin and let's just run. Let's just see if we can make a call. Maybe no one will pick up. Maybe someone will.
Okay.
And let's just call and try that. We're just gonna floss a tooth. We're not asking for a demo. All we're looking for is send an invite.
Okay. Let me pull up an
Invitation.
Jeez.
And I would say invitation, not invite. I would say invitation, because an invite can sound like a calendar.
Okay. Okay. So before, now I'm nervous. I was hoping.
Hi, my name is Marilena. I'm looking to send an invitation to the person that handles X. I was hoping you'd help me out. It's just one sentence. Don't even overthink it.
Talk about overthinking.
And again, we're detached. There's gatekeepers and admins are usually very helpful. What's this about? Wing it. Just wing it. Specifically, we're just wing it for now.
Okay.
Let's just floss one tooth.
All right. Oh my goodness. All right.
Thank you for calling Advanced Distribution Services, your Midwest leader in warehousing and distribution services. Visit us on the web at www.advanceddistribution.com. If you know the extension of the person you wish to reach, you may dial pound in your party's 4-digit extension now. Otherwise, please choose from one of the following options. For company information on office hours and shipping and receiving times, press 1. For a list of departments, press 2. For directions to our locations, press 3. For a dial-by-name directory, press 4. Or to speak with the operator in order to direct your call, press 0. Thank you for calling. Hello, you reached the office of Mary Flander. I'm sorry I'm not able to come to the phone right now, but if you
just leave a message.
No, let's try another one.
phone number, I'll be glad to call you back.
Try somebody else. Let's just try a couple. Maybe we can get one person on and we'll try.
And I mean, Louisville, that's kind of shutting down today just because of the weather. So we'll see. Let's try it.
We'll try two more.
Okay. Let's do this one.
All right, let's try one more. Do one more.
phone's not ringing. Let's try a different one here.
Called Athens.
Hi, this is Marielis with Belflex Staffing. I was hoping you could help me figure out who handles your staffing. Could you help me out with that?
With stocking?
With staffing, with your hiring needs.
Oh, staffing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is the Nashville office,
Okay.
and our Louisville office has no phone or internet right
Gotcha.
now because of the ice storm.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can do for you would be if you wanted to place an order, I could connect you with customer service here. But your best bet for that would, because I don't know who does that in the Louisville office,
Okay.
is to try it tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your help.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Uh-huh.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so here's a couple things you did great. You just made 3 calls.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you were okay. You're still here. You're still alive. You're still breathing. You're still going to get to eat sushi or whatever you like to eat tonight. Your tonality was great.
Okay.
She seemed like she was very friendly, the one that picked up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
The only recommendation that I would have, small recommendation, is to say, hey, my name is X with Y. I'm looking to send an invite
Yes.
to the person who handles X and was hoping you could help me out.
Let me write that down.
I'm looking to send an invite to the person that handles X and was hoping you could help me out. Now, what I'd like you to do over the next week is just do this. Don't worry about anything else.
Okay.
Don't worry about what happens after they say, well, I'm the person responsible for it. Just do your own thing.
Okay.
Because what I'm trying to avoid is giving you too much right now.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 things. We got the right intent. We're detached. We're going to stay in the conversation. Someone gives you something, they're at the gym, they're doing this, you're going to react to it. They're giggling, they're laughing, they're cold, whatever. You're going to sort of react to it if you can, ad lib. And then you're just going to find out who's the person that handles X.
Okay.
And what you're going to find is you're going to want to pick up the phone because you're not trying to, all thing you're trying to do is just find out who the appropriate person is.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, what you'll find, at least when I learned this technique, was I couldn't wait to pick up the phone because there was no pressure.
Right.
Once you get comfortable with that, and we build the muscle a little bit, we're flossing a tooth, like, hey, some person said it was, John Smith. And then I asked the follow-up question. Thank you so much for being so helpful. Would it be okay if I mentioned to John how helpful you've been? Sure. Could I tell him that you referred me? I don't want to be that slimy salesperson that doesn't ask for permission. And you will find about 50% of the people say, sure, you can mention my name.
Mm-hmm.
Then that next call gets a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah.
But if you don't ask that second question after they give you the name, you'll never be able to do that. You don't want to do it deceitfully because we want to sell with integrity.
Mm-hmm.
So we always want to say, hey, thank you so much. You've been so helpful. I certainly don't want to be that person that doesn't do anything above board. Would it be okay if I mentioned your name when I called, that you pointed me in his or her direction? Or thank you so much. You've been so helpful. Would it be okay if I told John how awesome you've been? Whatever your style is.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
So just work on that. And what I want, your goal is 5 conversations.
Okay.
Over the next week. That's not 5 dials. That's actually 5. Like this one that we just did, that counts as 1.
Okay.
So you just have to do 4 more.
4 more.
And then you report back. And what you'll probably end up doing is you'll probably do more because you'll be like, that's no big deal.
Yeah.
And then once you get comfortable with this, we'll go to the next step. I'm going to go slow into this.
Good stuff. I appreciate that so much. It was good stuff.
All right.
Yeah.